This is CES MMA.
All right, here we go in the lightweight division. This is one of the fights that I circled on my bout sheet. I'm really interested to see how Luis Felix responds. Another tough fight for him on his resume, win, lose, or draw. And of course,
well, you saw Luis just charge the center of the cage. He wants to get busy.
A little anxious. We'll see how he comes out in round number one. Mark Stevens in the black with the green. Luis Felix in the yellow and black trunks.
So both men circling to their right, staying away from their opponent's power with smart fighters.
Little feeling out process here in round number one. Rockstar Felix kind of feigning the jab a bit.
You know, it's funny, both fighters have their left very, very low.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's intentional or that's what they're doing, but both guys are holding their hands extremely low. Luis switches to southpaw.
Stevens working those kicks early on. That one lands.
He's landed every kick he's thrown so far.
And Felix looking like he's just trying to pick a spot here. Get an idea of what Mark Stevens is trying to do.
Again, I believe that's a flying front kick, if I'm calling it correctly.
Stevens backs up nicely, then delivers the rear leg kick on the way in. Another kick. He's landed with everything thus far.
I can tell you I practiced those never.
You're more of a hands guy.
A little bit. Nice, now the hands are picking up. There's a short little right hand on the clip. The guys still aren't committing to their punches, but they're throwing them. They're trying to have the other person make the mistake.
3.5 to go in round number one. Mark Stevens, Luis Felix.
Now Luis has maintained that lefty stance, that southpaw stance.
Yeah, Stevens going upstairs a bit with some of those kicks.
And there's a rear teep for Luis, who now he switched back to right-handed. Now he's finding his distance.
Felix saying, I can do that as well, and he's showing off his legs.
Again, now you see what happens. Look at Mark Stevens switching to lefty. Here's two crafty veterans just playing around here. I can do it, you can do it. I don't like the way that Stevens has his chin up. I mean, he's really exposing his chin. If Luis sees that, try to put your hands on it. Again with the shuffling front kick. Both fighters definitely measuring, and there's the first shot. Nice quick shot by Stevens, and immediate takedown.
Felix, the first one to blink as Stevens shoots in for the takedown and gets it. He's got side control here. 2.5 to go in round number one.
And if you're looking, you see where his knee's in his hip. Mark Stevens has one knee in Luis's hip. The knee is high up. He's going to try to get it underneath the armpit and throw those short elbows. He wants good control here. Stevens, nice job by Luis recovering to half as Stevens was looking to step over. And Luis is going to try to work the butterfly for a sweep. He just needs to sit up some more.
No, Felix not one to panic in this spot. A standout wrestler in high school.
Went right back to guard now. He's got him in full guard, which is an improvement from where he was.
He's certainly been in this position before. Again, though, so has Mark Stevens. As he gets the early jump midway through round number one.
Stevens continues to throw nice short elbows. And here you can see Luis Felix, he has head control, and he's going to go for head and wrist control. Stevens, a very explosive passing of the guy there. Now he actually has his back, and he's going to take his time and see if he can get at least one hook in. I would imagine he's going to either step over or slide under and get one hook.
Yeah, nice job by Stevens to keep Felix on the canvas.
You'll see Mark Stevens start to pull back and pull Luis back into him.
Just over a minute to go in round number one.
There you go. There you can see Mark stepping over now, trying to get one of those hooks in, and he's going to try to do the opposite, kind of push Luis back over to take the back and sink the other one. Luis did a great job of scrambling to get back up.
He had just a second to do so before Stevens could have applied something else, but he took that time to get up.
Stevens got stuck in transition, which was the opening for Luis to make it out.
45 seconds to go in round number one. Luis Rockstar Felix getting back to his feet.
Nice reverse elbow. You can never see enough of those.
And even though Stevens got that takedown, there's still time left for Rockstar Felix to do something toward the end of this round, Scott.
Stevens is working another takedown right now with you see how he has his leg wrapped around.
Yep.
He's trying to pull that leg in and get the takedown before the round ends. A nice hip toss by Lewis, but Stevens definitely stuffed it. He didn't fall a victim to it.
Valiant effort by Felix.
And they both exchanging knees very well. Stevens is looking to scoop Felix up and for a takedown again. And Felix stuffs the takedown. Stevens looks like he's shooting that single. He's trying to run the single, and now he's back up to the clinch. And that's the round. I think the feeling out process is over.
Yeah, some wild swings by Felix toward the end of that opening round. Good job by Mark Stevens midway through to get that takedown. That may be the difference on the scorecards as we go into round number 2. But a good showing thus far by Mark Stevens. But Louis Rockstar Felix not panicking yet, still in this fight. Just needs to come out a little bit stronger in that second round.
Absolutely. I think, both fighters were a little tentative to start. They were both throwing a couple of unorthodox or not the norm strikes and letting the other fighter know that I can do this back and forth. If you can, I can. And it seemed like the gloves came off a little bit more the longer we got into the round. So if they start off, maybe let's call that the warm-up, and let's see what the second round brings.
Yeah, I think you put it perfectly when you said the feeling out process is over. We'll see if Rockstar Felix comes out a little bit more aggressive in the second round. There are obviously some disadvantages to just running out of your corner swinging.
Very true.
Especially against a veteran like Mark Stevens, but both fighters have been in this position before.
Well, being aggressive can also mean committing to your punches.
Sure.
As opposed to just trying to find distance to actually try to land them. Commit to your punches, bring your feet with you.
All right, here we go. Round number 2, Rockstar Louis Felix in the black and yellow. Mark Stevens in the black with the neon green. Round number 2 of 3.
Switches to southpaw yet again.
This one fought at the lightweight limit of 155 pounds. Nice rear leg kick. Stevens going back to the strategy that he did, or that he implemented rather, in round 1.
Rear teep to the knee. He's a little more active with his legs right now.
That one reverberated throughout the Dunkin' Donuts Center. Felix landed with that rear leg kick, rather.
Now both men are working the legs a little bit more. It's funny that...
Trying to work the front and the rear. At least Stevens is trying to here in the first minute of this second round. Try to go upstairs, misses.
Nice inside leg kick. It kind of took the balance away from him.
I think so.
Straight left hand by Felix. That's a little short. Again, you can see Stevens throwing those leg kicks, and whether he's trying to use them to find his distance or he's actually trying to do a little damage with them is up in the air. But once he makes contact, he knows that his hands are that just a little half beat behind him. Nice straight left hand by Lewis.
If Felix can get close enough,
again with the
he can let his hands go, but Stevens is making it difficult. When you have to be wary of those leg kicks, it's hard to close the gap.
Well, the leg kicks that Stevens are throwing are rangefinders, and it's prodding. You can see where Louis Felix is the one coming forward. And by throwing those kicks, that's keeping Stevens defensive, and Stevens, again, is throwing the kicks to keep Lewis off.
I think Felix needs to do more of what he tried to do there with the flying kick and then the overhand right. Maybe try to throw some combinations instead of just trying to get one shot in and back his way out.
And I think what you just saw there, too, is I think Mark might have just grazed Lewis with a groin shot, but ever so slightly, and the guy said, fight on. Good leg defense by Felix now.
It's tough. I think Mark Stevens is comfortable fighting at this distance, at this spacing, and I don't think Louis Felix quite is as comfortable.
You can see that punch there, that Stevens did not bring his back foot with him, and that's why he threw that right hand short. I don't know how much he was actually committing to. Vicious rear leg. I don't know if that caught Stevens flush, but it sure looked that way.
It caught him somewhat, and I think it definitely woke Stevens up. Felix followed up with the right hand that just grazed the chin.
And there's the shot. Lewis looks like he's trying to get that. He's got that guillotine deep. He's got a hook in, extend those hips.
Great
Stevens has been here before.
Yep. And the follow-up by Felix.
I'd like to see another angle. His head, the top of his head's still pretty deep underneath. Lewis did a nice job of rolling him over. Nice scramble by Mark. Wow, what a great job by Stevens. Stevens now looking for a single.
Yeah, Stevens not only gets back to his feet,
but gets the takedown.
Yeah.
Louis Felix doing a good job of putting Mark on his back, or trying to anyway. He needs to free that leg. Lewis needs to free that leg. It needs to drop his hip on the back of Mark Stevens' neck and apply some pressure, stretch that leg out, and free up that leg.
Tremendous exchange here in round number 2 on DirecTV pay-per-view. Louis Felix, Mark Stevens. second of 3 rounds, rather. A minute and a half to go.
Those small elbows to the leg, they definitely hurt. But Lewis's main concern right now, he needs to put pressure on the back of Mark Stevens' head and try to free up that leg. A little hip pressure, push in on the right side of your hip, extend that leg out as far as you can, and see if you can stretch those arms out.
I think you're really seeing the sense of urgency, too, by Luis Felix. He hasn't had a lot of chances to get close to Mark Stevens, and now he is. He can finally do something, maybe work those short elbows like you're seeing right here. Just something.
Now Lewis is actually elbowing the arm, trying to break that grip.
Just something to pick up the pace a bit at the end of this round.
And you see how smart Stevens is? He lets go of one single and tries to attack the second.
Just under a minute to go in the second round. Luis Felix in the black and gold trunks, Mark Stevens in the black with the neon green. Can't do that.
That looked like that knee hit exactly the top of the head before it hit the shoulder. I think the intention was to throw the knee to the shoulder,
right.
But he absolutely caught Mark Stevens in the side of the head before.
And again, that's a tough position. It's not intentional. It just so happens if a fighter moves one fraction of a second.
It's true. It's definitely not intentional, but every fighter was responsible for his actions in the cage. So.
Of course. As is the case with a groin kick, I believe Mark Stevens will get as much time as he needs to recover.
Actually,
no?
It's.
Let's take a look at the replay, Scott, and see how close this is.
He doesn't have that much time. He can see a doctor. He can request, the referee, Dan Magliata, can request a doctor to come in to have him looked at.
Doesn't appear to be any cut. He grazed the side of the temple.
If you ask me, I bet you he's complaining about a stinger, what we call a stinger.
Okay.
The neck gets jammed. He has a burning sensation in his neck or the back of his neck. But right now, there's timeout, but I don't think he's on a recovery clock, so to speak.
Okay, doctor is in the ring checking it out, as Scott Ream has suggested. Fans got to get a bit restless, but this is part of the action. You see they're kind of checking out the neck.
Yeah, he's trying to make sure he's range of motion. He's not a pinched nerve. He's good to go.
Yeah. One more look at the replay here.
You'll see as Lewis goes to throw, he just grazed ever so slightly, but yet it's a strike, an illegal strike to the head. I didn't see if Dan Magliata took a point or not.
I don't think so, but we may find out at the end if this does go the distance. I think Luis Felix does not get the point deduction.
I do believe it was unintentional, and the doctor cleared Mark to fight. So, again, all the power to him. Here he is. Look at him go out there and really mix it up. Spinning back fist.
Almost caught Luis Felix. He backed up quickly.
Spinning
again,
back fist on the other side.
Another attempt. 20 seconds to go in round number 2.
I think with the Iron Fist logo in the middle of our canvas, everybody's pulling out all the Kung Fu moves tonight.
Dave Batista's in the house. You got to show off a little bit on DirecTV pay-per-view.
Lewis is looking to close the distance with those hands. There they are. Nice short right hand on the counter, and that's the round.
That was a nice finish for Luis Felix. He caught him with that right short uppercut. Goes a long way in the closing seconds of a round, especially a close round like that one. All right, as we take a break here in round number 2, we're going to go live inside the locker room and take a look at UFC veteran John Doomsday Howard, a fighter that Scott Ream is quite familiar with.
I've met John once or twice. It's my pleasure to do a few rounds or half a round with him about 2 months ago.
Of course,
John, very confident, been here a million times before, and I can tell you right now he's ready for tonight's fight.
Of course, John Doomsday Howard in his last fight defeated my broadcast partner Scott Ream. Unfortunately for Scott Ream, suffered an arm injury, had to verbally tap out, but he has recovered. No more brace. He's able to wear this stunning 3-piece suit.
I am doing my very best.
The broadcast booth. I'm glad to have you back. I like seeing you in the cage. I'm certainly glad to have you back here as well. I need you to carry me along the way here.
Oh, not at all, sir. You know your business, and it was a pleasure fighting John, and that the tricep surgery came out just fine. So I'm having a blast.
We are going to see Doomsday later tonight against Brett Chisholm. That's going to be a dynamic bout. But as we move along, it's round number 3 of this lightweight bout between rockstar Luis Felix and Mark Stevens, and you see the referee giving some last-minute instructions and perhaps warnings at the same time.
He's telling the guys, let's pay better attention to this, and let's keep working. Dan Magliata is one of the best in the game, so this is his cage. He has full control of it at all times.
Stevens almost slipping on that logo in the center of the cage.
That was a right hook followed by a right back fist and a slashing motion that I've never seen thrown before.
We'll see if Stevens sticks to that strategy of the rare leg kicks. Looks like he's letting his hands go a little bit more here in the opening seconds of round number 3.
I believe both men realize this fight's in doubt. Nobody's winning this fight at the moment.
It is hard to say who has the upper hand. both fighters may leave it all in the cage here in this third round, and we certainly hope so for the fans watching at home on DirecTV pay-per-view.
Now you can see Mark Stevens attacking Lewis's knee. Now he's not attacking directly the knee, just above it, which is a legal strike, but it's also jamming the leg up. It's allowing Lewis not to come forward. It's a technique and a tactic that Mark Stevens has been doing the entire fight. He's trying to teep the leg, teep the knee.
Stevens shooting for that takedown.
Actually very surprised that he hit that takedown.
Yeah.
Nice job by Mark. It didn't look like that's what he was going for.
Even better job by
in the scramble, look at this. Louis Felix has his back.
And this is where Felix can do some damage.
Here comes the ground and pound. He has good position. He hasn't pinned against the cage. Nice knee. Nice knee by Lewis. Good head control. He was also very aware that the fighter was off the ground before he threw it.
Great point. Perfectly timed knees as Stevens was to his feet. You don't want to risk losing a point at this stage in the fight.
Another nice knee to the body by Louis Felix. Now he's kneeing the back of the legs.
That's a great strategy too, kneeing the back of the leg.
They all hurt. Now Mark Stevens turns into him. He's trying to go belly to belly. Look for Mark to drop here and pull that takedown.
3 minutes to go. We'll see if he can execute.
Lewis doing a great job. He has an underhook and another nice knee. Nice job by Louis Felix on that takedown.
Great job. Fly, got the takedown.
Right into side control. Now you're going to see Mark Stevens attempt to walk the cage to roll, to either roll Lewis over or reverse this position. Lewis needs to be aware of that, maintain good position, and start to throw some short elbows from here.
Instead, it's Stevens with that one short elbow, and there's another one.
And you can see Stevens slowly walking the cage now, trying to reverse his position.
He's got plenty of time, 2.5 to go.
Short elbows by both fighters now. There's a nice knee to the body, and Stevens walks over to reverse that. Lewis looks like he's went north-south, but vicious. That was a vicious elbow. Well done, well thrown.
That one came down hard. 2:10 to go in the third and final round of this lightweight battle.
You can see Louis Felix maintaining a good crossface here, putting good pressure with the elbow to the chin and working the body. You'll see Mark try to come out from underneath it. This is one of the best fights I've seen by Louis Felix in quite some time. His cardio a non-issue late into the third round.
Yeah.
And in the past, his cardio's it's been questioned.
Yeah, absolutely.
But tonight he's looked very good for all 3 rounds.
Lots of blood on that canvas, right over the Iron Fist logo, and it's all over the side of Mark Stevens. So somebody is bleeding. It's
one of those short elbows.
Yeah.
It doesn't take much to open up a cut, as we saw earlier when the fight was stopped. The Brendan Ward fight. Excuse me, not the Brendan Ward fight. The Andre Sokolov fight.
More than likely, it's Louis Felix who's absorbed the blow. No,
I believe Mark Stevens is his right temple.
You're right.
That's where he's bleeding from. That's a short elbow
that came down. Yeah. Nothing dangerous enough to stop any of the action here, especially with 1 minute to go.
Most referees and doctors' concerns about blood getting into the eye from the cut and obstructing your vision, not that you actually are cut.
That one's too far to the side to be a factor.
Unless it was, you can park my car in it, they'll let it go.
44 seconds to go. Felix in control of this third round.
That was a very good crossface right now, maintaining good position. Heavy hips. He's up on his toes and not his knees. He's maintaining this position pretty well. Throwing knees to the body, and Dan Migliotta decides to stand him up.
So to give him 30 seconds to let their hands fly as they stand up. Louis Felix. Stevens trying the overhand right.
I think Stevens realizes that he's on the losing end of this round and needs to do something quickly. Nice up kick by Lewis after that slip takedown. And look at the ground and pound by Stevens and a fantastic reversal. Great job in transition by Louis Felix. Now he's raining down those punches. Great stop, and that is the bell.
Big right hand.
Phenomenal finish.
And that may very well be the clincher for Louis Felix in the third and final round. That takedown, the reversal.
I haven't seen Louis look that good.
I'll tell you what. If anything you can say about Louis Felix, it's that he rises to the occasion in big fights. You saw that against Joey Proctor, and I think you may have very well saw it tonight here against
I'd love to, if we have the opportunity to watch the last 10 seconds, the reversal of that takedown when Lewis slipped. Fantastic job. Stevens did a great job taking him down. Looked like it might change the pace of the round. Lewis immediately reversed that position and did a great job with the ground and pound.
This would be a tremendous win for Luis Felix if he can get this one on the judges' scorecard. It'd be his second win over a UFC fighter, and that goes a long way in pushing you and advancing your career.
There you go. You see Lewis in trouble there. He's eating some ground and pound. Great job, guys, with the replay. Look at Lewis pinches a leg, reverses it, and ends that round on top, throwing punches. Fantastic job. Again, Lewis in trouble, eating these punches. He grabs the inside leg and reverses his position, and then he grounds and pounds to end. Great job. Fantastic transition. Well done by both fighters, but nice way to finish Mr. Felix.
Not only ending it throwing punches, but ending it landing. That's the big thing. Let's send it down to Bill Carpenter for the particulars.
Ladies and gentlemen, having gone the scheduled distance of 3 5-minute rounds, we'll go to the judges' scorecards for your official decision. Judge Mike Cordero scores 29-28. Judge Wayne Lima scores 29-28. And Judge Dave Ginsburg also sees the contest 29-28. All three judges scoring for your winner by unanimous decision, Louis Rockstar